Good afternoon. Okay, first of all, I'd like to just remind people what we're going to try to do. Next Sunday, we're going to recognize our graduate. So all who like to help recognize our graduate, please come prepared on next Sunday. Thank you. And this is the moment that we share some information about our Black history. And I'm going to call Trustee Sheila to come up and share it this afternoon, thank you.
Amen. Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about Juneteenth, a day that represents freedom, resilience, and the ongoing journey toward equality in America. Juneteenth is celebrated every year on June 19th, and it commemorates the day in 1865 when enslaved African Americans in Texas finally learned they were free, more than 2 years after slavery had officially ended through the Emancipation Proclamation issued by Abraham Lincoln in 1863. To understand why Juneteenth matters, we must go back in history. During the American Civil War, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. The proclamation declared enslaved people in Confederate states to be free. However, freedom on paper did not immediately mean freedom in practice. In many places, especially in the South, enslaved people were not informed or released because the Confederate states were still fighting the war and there was the little Union military presence to enforce the law. Then came June 19, 1865. On that day, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced General Order No. 3, which informed enslaved African Americans that they were free. Imagine hearing the news after years of forced labor, only to discover freedom had been legally declared long before, yet withheld from you. That moment became known as Juneteenth, a combination of the words June and 19. For many formerly enslaved people, Juneteenth became a sacred celebration of liberation. Families gathered to pray, sing, eat meals together, and remember the struggles they had endured. Communities held festivals, parades, music performances, rodeos, and educational events. Food has always been an important part of Juneteenth celebrations. Many people enjoyed red-colored foods and drinks such as red velvet cake, barbecue, watermelon, hibiscus tea, and strawberry soda. The color red symbolizes strength, sacrifice, resilience, and what? The blood, amen, of enslaved ancestors. Juneteenth is not only about looking back, it is also about reflection and education. It reminds us that freedom can be delayed, but it should never be denied. It teaches us about perseverance, justice, and the importance of knowing history. Juneteenth gives an opportunity to recognize both the pain of slavery and the strength of those who endured it. For many years, Juneteenth was primarily celebrated in African American communities, but over time, awareness grew through the country. In 2021, Juneteenth became a federal holiday in the United States when President Joe Biden signed legislation officially recognizing Juneteenth National Independence Day. Today, schools, churches, communities, and organizations across the nation celebrate Juneteenth by hosting educational programs, prayer services, concerts, historical reenactments, and conversations about unity and progress. Juneteenth also challenges us to ask important questions. What does freedom really mean? How can we honor the sacrifices of those who came before us? And how do we continue building a society where justice and opportunity are available to everyone? As we reflect on Juneteenth, we should remember that freedom is more than a moment in history. It is a responsibility to learn, to remember, and to ensure that the lessons of the past help shape a better future. In closing, I'll close with this thought. Juneteenth is not just Black history, it is American history. It is a story of delayed freedom, enduring hope, and the strength of a people who continued to believe in liberty even when it took longer than it should have. Amen.